Hello, welcome back to HLS Crypto. So I've spoken about Trias in the past. The first video on the channel ever made was why you need 1,000 Trias. I gave like a 6 to 7 month update on how that was going. So this is kind of an update again to show you the 12 kind of month. 12, we're probably into month 13 now, nearly. We're about 10 days away from 13 months since we recorded why you need 1,000 Trias in your portfolio. So the website's here. Again, go back and check the other Trias videos. We do a much more deeper dive into the actual website itself. It's been revamped since the very first video. I showed a bit of that in the second video. The ecosystem is huge. It's growing all the time. One thing, and I'll show you some price targets and how we're going to do it just, towards the end of the video. But there's one really good thread on X. I've retweeted this and liked it and followed. It's from @Frank Lambeek. I think it's a backup account. It says here. Let me just lift this up a little bit. Yeah, it's a backup account for @the Kryptonator X. But this is exploring Trias Lab, the network, the future of trustworthy computing. Now, I like threads like this because they give you like a really solid overview, and it doesn't take like 2 or 3 hours to put the into a video. So, what is Trias Network? Trias isn't just another blockchain. It's like a hitchhiker's guide to the galaxy for your digital life. It's where blockchain, AI, and trusted computing environments throw a party, ensuring your data is safer than a Vogon's poetry collection. Why Trias? In a world where trust is as rare as a good day in the life of Arthur Dent, Trias steps in like Zaphod Bilberox, promising to make computing trustworthy again. It's like having Marvin, the paranoid android, but instead of computing, he's securing your data. Key features: Leviathan. Imagine a computing environment so secure even the Vogons couldn't mess with it. Prometheus, a storage system that's not just scalable but also secure, like having the infinite improbability drive for your data. Magna Carta, which is smart contracts. With governance, it's like having the galactic hyperspace plans but for your blockchain. Use cases: from finances to healthcare, Trias is the babblefish of computing, making everything understandable and trustworthy. It's like it's the heart of gold could do to your taxes. Community and growth. Trias is a community that's growing faster than the universe after the Big Bang. Join in and you might even find your own trillion or Zaphoid. Why it matters. In a digital universe where data breaches are as common as bad poetry, Trias is like having the total perspective vortex for security. It's not just keeping your data safe, it's about making the universe a slightly less confusing place. Get involved, follow Trias Labs for updates that'll make your day brighter than the Cirrus Cybernetics Corporation advertising. Remember, in the vast expanse of the blockchain universe, Trias might be your ticket to trustworthy adventure. Now, I've said before, the partnerships they're making, a lot of people consider the ETH of Asia. It's got licenses with Japanese stablecoins, things like that. It's very interesting. Trias itself, I've got this as their pinned tweet at the moment, and they're excited to announce that NetX Mainnet is now live. Now, there is an elephant in the room, and I know people who are looking at Trias and going, it won't do well because of the ST tag on KuCoin and things like that. I still think that'll be resolved. I've said it from the start. I still think it'll be resolved. Now Mainnet's out there. Obviously, there's a migration in place, things like that. I'm pretty sure that KuCoin will resolve that issue, and it won't have an effect on its long-term price. Last bull run, like I held this during the last bull run, but I held it and kept it. There was opportunity to sell it for 30 odd dollars. It was should have probably done that then and then rebought at the lows, but at the time I thought it was still going to do really, really well. And during this bull run, I think it's going to do a lot better. So there's a few highlights here. I'm not going to go through the entire tweet on this one. So just some of the highlights is unique AI models, state-of-the-art and innovative algorithm techniques, NetX Network's first AI passport, and support for building and deploying applications at scale anywhere, anytime. You can explore this yourselves. There's obviously links and that stuff there. This as well, the weekly update. NetX World Wallet addresses have surpassed 172,000. Meanwhile, we've been closely collaborating with Japanese enterprises to fully integrate Web2 financial data on-chain. I think that's really big. Launched the developer community to co-build the NetX ecosystem. Trias Labs and Bygate Global have got a live deposit Trias with the NetX ecosystem token prize pool up to $20,000, which is on the next bit on the medium. Triathlon airdrop tasks to Triathlon contributors, and TDO participants. Tasuma Network reviewed the UI design for Tasuma Wallet. And if you want to get an in-depth kind of look at that, go onto the Medium page because it gives you a decent update onto that. But I do think it's interesting that the numbers are growing, and they're growing all the time. 172,000 wallet addresses already on NetX is superb. There's also a mobile version now, which looks slick, because that was my biggest concern. Well, not biggest concern. It was one of the criticisms that I had back in the very first video, that the actual website, it looked very, very basic. It didn't look like, it was like advertising Coca-Cola, but on like an MS Dot website. It wasn't there. It wasn't right. It needed to be like a Ferrari website, a Lamborghini website, just given that bit. We look at the price right now, it's at $5.48. Over the last 24 hours, because obviously we're now seeing another dip in the crypto space. Everyone's panicking. Should I sell? Should I do this? In my opinion, again, it's not financial advice. When these markets go red, when these dips happen, because yesterday or maybe the day before, you'd be saying, oh, look, if it dips again, we'll get in. And not just Trias, but any other crypto project that you're in. They're dipping now. They're on a dip now. And if you're DCAing or if you lump summing at the minute, it's the times when it's red is the best times to do that. It'll give you much more opportunity to make significantly more X's when the market turns green. And I'm talking about not small, insignificant pumps. I'm talking about the big bull run pumps. $54 million market cap. What's really interesting about this, and I've said this numerous occasions, a 10 million circulating supply, 10 million max supply. There is only 10 million tokens for Trias. Unbelievable. When we made this video, by the way, the original one, the Why You Need 1,000 Trias, it was on the 25th of July, 2023, and the price of Trias was $3.36. So for 1,000 Trias at that rate, you're looking at $3,360. At the minute, it's going to cost you 5,400 and what is it? 5,480. So, or 90 because it's rounded up. So, where your X is coming from? So, all-time high was $31.70 back in the 2021 bull run. Look at the chart. I think this is fine. Obviously, it's come down now, but this is definitely a buying range. We were buying lower. Obviously, we were. We were also buying lower before that. But I think I got more in here the last time round, and still didn't sell at that peak, which is silly, but it is what it is. But I have been aggressively, DCAing and building up my Trias position. I think this is going to be hugely beneficial. A lot of people are sleeping on Trias. No one really seems to talk about it that much either, which is beyond me. I think this is a great project. But we had a little spike, it's come back down. When it comes back down, they're the times to buy. They're your chances of exponential gains. For an instance, I think $100 is a minimum. I think $100 is where Trias will be during the bull run. Could it go much higher to potentially 1,000? Potentially. But my goal was $100 all the way through. But I don't see it, a world where it would just stop at $100. I think it can go a lot higher. For instance, if Trias had the market cap of Polkadot right now, it would be 109x, and it'll be $591.31. Now, Dot, the comparison is not for like in what they both do, but it just gives you an idea of what 100x from here would be looking like. Here, $100 Trias is an 18x away. An 18x away. And don't forget, the bull run is not anywhere near really ramping up, nowhere near the euphoria stage. Do I think $1 billion market cap for Trias is possible? 100%. I do generally believe that to be more than achievable. But for $1,000 Trias, it's 184x, but it's a $10 billion market cap. Now, we see a lot of tokens that we think are going to go and exceed $10 million market cap. Brett being one of them, a meme coin. So when Trias really gets started getting spoken about, when that ST tag's removed, when people start realizing what it's about, I can easily see it. And it'll get that bit of hype, it'll get that bit of FOMO, and it'll just start to run with such a low supply. Is 1,000 really that out of the question? I'm not going to be holding for an 184x. I'm not going to do that. I think that would be crazy to hold all the way up to that, because if it doesn't get there and it starts coming down, if it got to 500, say it got to 500, look at a 92x. If it got to that and you go, nah, I'm waiting for that $10 billion market cap, I'll wait and hold, and it gets to maybe 6 and then just starts disappearing, it's not what you're in cryptocurrency for. You're in to try and take profit on the way up. My profit targets minimum is like, if I thought 100 was the top, then I'd be going like 60, 62, 73, things like that to try and layer out. But I'm starting to see far more potential beyond 100. I think 100 maybe was too bearish when I first made the prediction of $100. I'm super bullish on Trias. I have been for forever, basically forever since I was in cryptocurrency. But for argument's sake, if it got to 1,000, 184x is crazy, absolutely crazy, And for me, I'll be layering out from the 100 layer up. I think that's how I'm going to look at this one now. Obviously, it's dependent on how the market is, when the bull's really starting to kick off, because it could well exceed 100 straight away. Then I'll be thinking, well, maybe I'll just leave that a bit longer. But you'd have to recognize sentiment and understand what phase of the cycle that we're in. But for me, Trias is very undervalued, very unspoken about. And I think a lot more eyes need to be on the project. I think it's an absolutely fantastic project. If you hold Trias, let me know in the comments below. I know a lot of you who do watch this channel are Trias holders, which is great, because I want to give a little bit of an update to you guys, because I know that you're very fond of Trias the same way as I am. Subscribe if you can, by the way. That's going really, really well. We're trying to hit 4,500, then aim for the 5,000 subscriber mark. So if you can subscribe, I would really appreciate you do that. There's an MEXC link as well in the description if you want to buy tokens from MEXC. Then there you go. You can do that through my affiliate link, and it'll give me a little kickback. It doesn't give me anything for you signing up. I think it's trading volume or something. I don't really know. There's a few people that have signed up and done that, so thank you very much to those. Like the video if you can. Wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, have an amazing day, have an amazing evening, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.